Many people think cheerleading is all about pom-poms, pep, and pretty uniforms. And while all of that has its place, these days, for these girls, it's mostly about the competition. In what has already been a historic playoff run for the Grizzlies, today they have yet another chance to make history by becoming the 9th NBA team ever to rally back from a 3-1 deficit and win a playoff series. It's that time of year again at the Memphis City Zoo, and Zoo Ice is back to tisk the season. The NFL's Wild Card Weekend continuing in Baltimore this afternoon, where the upstart Colts were looking to pull the upset on the Ravens.
There you go. Look down that arrow. Oh, you hit it.
It's easy to see why some of the top programs in the nation, like LSU, Alabama, Southern Cal, and Notre Dame, are looking hard at White Station wide receiver Donald Gray.
I'm kind of in a daze because this is really happening. Can't believe it's like going on. I never thought it would be me.
But those close to him aren't surprised he's getting so much interest.
He's always been so determined. Even from 5 years old, I got him a bicycle, and with training wheels on it, he got a pair of my vice grip and took the training wheels off the bike, and he actually taught himself to ride.
With that kind of determination, it's no shock the talented wideout is one of the state's top high school football prospects. Ranked 11th overall, Gray knows having a great work ethic is mandatory.
Run a couple miles, do footwork drills, cone drills, go to the gym every chance I get. You know, the best man gets far without being supervised.
Gray's stock as a versatile playmaker is on the rise and shows no signs of slowing down. In just 3 games this season, he has 16 catches for 286 yards, and on defense, he's returned an interception for 58 yards. Gray has made his mark as a wide receiver. However, his speed and pure athleticism allows him to comfortably play on both sides of the ball. But surprisingly, that's not the only thing he's comfortable doing.
I dance in my spare time, just goof. So I do like a lot of weird things. I talk to my blanket.
Rewind just a moment. Did you say talk to your blanket?
My blanket. I have a favorite blanket named Banky. I was born with it, and I had it ever since I was a baby.
I've tried numerous times to get rid of it, but for some reason, he just keeps on finding it.
I don't need this blanket. I can throw it away anytime I want to.
Makes me feel at home, takes my nerves away.
Look, I don't know what to say.
Banky gets me through a lot.
So I stopped trying because it means something to him.
Everywhere I go, I got to take Banky.
And yes, this includes college. The playmaking senior intends to make his decision in the spring. Teyah Townsend, News Channel 3 Sports. Rudy Gay's first playoff game couldn't have gotten off to a better start and couldn't have had a worse ending. Despite Gay's team-high 19 points, the Grizzlies blew a huge lead in the 4th quarter, losing Game 1.
Maybe I was a little emotional early, you know, just knowing what this team has come from and knowing what I've come from and how hard I've fought to get here.
But for Gay, just being in the playoffs is a victory. After a season-ending shoulder injury, he was forced to watch last year's playoffs from the sideline.
My teammates made me feel like I was a part of it, but, you know, not actually being out there on the court, it was different. It was something I never experienced, and definitely something that, you know, made me stronger for this year.
But this year didn't come easy for Gay, as he was harshly criticized by fans who felt he wasn't playing up to his 5-year, $85 million contract, and who remember the Grizzlies' success without him.
With being that, you know, that franchise player and that guy, you're going to take a lot of criticism, and I take it, you know, but I know as soon as you do well, you know, you'll get them right back.
Gay is peaking at the right time. In the last 10 regular season games, he's averaged 22 points, 6.5 rebounds, allowing his haters to be his motivators.
All that talk started before I even got a chance to step on the court this year. So, you know, obviously, this season was a little bit of a motivation for me to get out there and play better.
Now that Gay has made his playoff debut, success is the next step.
I just want to prove that I belong. I belong on that stage and playing playoff basketball. Players are made in the playoffs, so, you know, this is my chance.
His first chance came on Sunday when he missed the game-winning shot. The Gay can't wait for his next chance. Teyah Townsend, News Channel 3 Sports. For a guy who didn't play football until high school, Tigers defensive tackle Dontari Poe caught on fast. But it took some convincing from then Wooddale High School coach Cedric Miller, as Poe was more interested in playing in the band than playing on the field.
I see the band going by and I see this huge, massive young man. Mr. Poe, I understand that you're a ninth grader and you play the bass drum. He's like, yeah. I said, have you ever played football before? He said, no, sir. I said, well, you are today.
I have to admit I was more into drums in middle school rather than playing football. But when I tried it out for the first day in ninth grade, I never looked back.
And he didn't have to. Poe's raw athleticism easily transferred to the football field. He became a starter as a freshman with the Tigers, and 2 years later was named the team's MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. NFL scouts began looking at him in his sophomore season. After his junior year, Poe's decision to enter the NFL draft was partially made by his mother.
I feel like it was time because he's been working so hard. He really has, and he's been so serious. So I felt like it was time.
With just 22 tackles and 1 sack, Poe's stats weren't exactly eye-popping in his junior season, but his explosive performance at last month's NFL Scouting Combine was certainly eye-opening. At 6'4", 346 pounds, Poe wowed scouts by running the 40-yard dash in under 5 seconds and bench pressed 225 pounds, a combine high, 44 times. After playing 3 seasons here in a struggling Tiger football program that was rarely highlighted, Poe suddenly found himself in the spotlight and having to get used to being one of the most talked about players in this year's NFL draft.
It was interviews day and night and workout, and then more interviews, more photo shoots. And so now I'm pretty much used to it. I kind of know how to juggle both.
In a matter of seconds, 4.87 to be exact, Poe became the #1 defensive tackle in the 2012 draft. He will be the first Memphian to be taken in the first round in almost 20 years.
I didn't know that, but it feels, now as you said, you know, it feels really good that I'm representing not only my school, but my city at the same time.
Words really can't express how proud I am of him. It's just really a blessing.
I had a dream, I reached it. Now it's another dream, I reached that. So now I'm making new dreams as I go.
Teyah Townsend, News Channel 3 Sports. Wonder what Will Coleman is thinking about that dunk? You don't have to wait long to find out. Odds are he's going to tell you immediately after the game. Like most of the nation, the Tigers are caught up in social networking websites, and the Twitter craze is bringing players and fans closer together than ever before.
These are the ones that are writing, hey, I look up to you, great game, stuff like that, and I really like giving back.
Through Facebook and Twitter, the Tigers can talk to thousands of fans at any time of the day to update them on everything from what they're eating to classwork to
kicking it with the homies. And then we'll state, you know what I mean, state the names, just kicking it, chillaxing with the fellas.
In fact, the players have started a competition to see who gets the most friends and followers, sort of in your Facebook.
Will Barton's Twitter and the team's Twitter. It's like, oh, I need followers, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm the Twitter king. They know that. They know that. The whole team knows.
While there are benefits to being on social networking sites, there are also concerns. With one push of a button, a fleeting thought can be captured for thousands to see forever, as junior forward Wesley Witherspoon found out last year when he called Tiger fans unloyal on Facebook after a tough loss.
I was just venting. You know, sometimes you just, you get a little angry and you live and you learn. So, lesson learned.
I talk to our team almost daily about there are no secrets and about being very protective of what you put on Twitter, MySpace, Facebook.
I'm addicted, so.
Okay, but you're addicted.
Blame it on Twitter.
Teyah Townsend, WREG News Channel 3. Green Bay Packers running back Brandon Jackson is living a dream. In just his 4th season in the NFL, the former Horn Lake star is getting ready to play in a Super Bowl.
This means a lot to me, and going into this game, just you try to do something a lot of people can't do in a lifetime.
The 100,000-seat Dallas Cowboys Stadium, where the Super Bowl will be played, is a long way from Horn Lake High School, where Brandon's NFL dreams began. And while few high school players ever reached those dreams, Brandon's family isn't surprised he's one that did.
It's kind of funny because when he first got out of 8th grade and was playing football for 9th grade, we were saying stuff like, "We're going to the NFL one day, we're going to the NFL." And, we were just talking until junior year, senior year. And we really started saying, "Man, he's doing good. Man, we're going to the NFL for sure."
Brandon's older brother, Ben Jackson, is his biggest fan and fills his Horn Lake home with Packer memorabilia to showcase. In fact, the whole town of Horn Lake became Packer backers when Brandon was drafted by Green Bay in 2007 and are proud to say he's still the same Brandon.
Down to earth, approachable, hadn't forgotten where he came from.
He's still the same Brandon Jackson that we all knew back when he was at Horn Lake High School.
Only more successful, famous, and just 60 minutes from a Super Bowl championship.
Sometimes I'll be saying to myself, "Man, this is unreal. This is crazy." And that just means I can't believe it really happened,
Brandon's family will watch the Super Bowl from their home in Horn Lake, the same place where it all started. Teyah Townsend, WREG News Channel 3.